What strikes me about Mitch Please is that it is somehow man's personal reflection on whether or not he should step up to the political stage, a social commentary, and also just a really interesting travelogue, all at the same time. When I first started reading it, I found myself wondering if going county by county through the state of Kentucky would really pan out for the entire book. It did, but by the end, I had accepted/grown accustomed to the rhythm to it and found a lot of gems. I laughed, I highlighted things I did not know and wanted to read up more on, and marked some places to visit. This probably won't be as interesting to a person that doesn't live in or know Kentucky, but in some ways I wish people outside of Kentucky would read this book. As a native of this Commonwealth, Johnson County origin, it can be really frustrating to see how Kentuckians are portrayed in mass media, if they are portrayed at all. Matt Jones gives people another lens with which to see this state. Throughout, Matt Jones also tries to point out the flaws and issues with Mitch McConnell, Kentucky's longtime senator. Sometimes, in his effort to make a connection between what he's experiencing in his travels and the problems with McConnell, the connections are a little strained and far-fetched, which is perhaps a limitation on the style of the book. Overall, though, his method is pretty solid. The political views in this book are obvious and contrary to many, but in a time where we all need to come together and learn how to talk through our differences and still find common ground, i.e., not discuss with the aim to change the other's mind, but to understand their view, Mitch Please P. Honestly can't recommend this book enough. Like most, I know Matt Jones as the host of KSR and Chris Tomlin as a hilarious human being. This book has proven everything I already know. It's written so well, contains so much Kentucky history, and it's really witty. I can't recommend it enough to anyone who remotely cares about Kentucky. Matt and Chris do a great job describing the Commonwealth in this book. As someone who's lived in Kentucky my whole life, it was extremely interesting to learn about amazing restaurants and events that I've never heard of. There are towns I now want to visit that I would have never thought of before. Putting each county's situation in perspective with the lack of awareness that Mitch has for the average citizen truly is remarkable. I hope the state soon votes him out of office. Great book, but I think whoever did the audiobook has a nose whistle. I will admit that I chose to read this book because I was a fan of Matt Jones's Kentucky Sports Radio and an ex-patriot Kentuckian who knew of the political exploits of Senator McConnell, from the time he was Jefferson County judge until today. Click link in description for more reviews.